I'm glad to see you haven't forgotten me.
No chance of that.
I'm sorry for showing up unannounced, but I was afraid if you knew I was coming...
I wouldn't be here.
There's so much to tell you. So much you need to know.
Shouldn't you be at Ferncliff?
I'm out now.
So I see.
You and I standing here. It's a gift, Luke.
That's not the word I would have chosen.
I'm grateful for another chance.
Chance at what?
Us. Many times I've thought of this moment, rehearsed what I would say, how I would say it.
How did you get out of Ferncliff?
I walked out the front door.
Really? After clubbing the nurse with a floor lamp or strangling her with a bedsheet?
It hurts me to hear you say that. But I can understand, considering how terrible things were and how they ended last time I was here.
Yeah, they ended with you being taken to a facility for the criminally insane.
I worked very hard to reclaim my life and my equilibrium. The doctors have decided that I'm ready to return to society. I've been released.
Go figure.
I've got the discharge papers right here.
Well, papers can be forged. Doctors can be bribed, threatened, seduced.
Seducing a 7-member psychiatric team? That would be quite a feat, even for me. Oh, my son agreed to be responsible for me. You can see his signature right here.
Steve signed off on this? These papers look legit. You must have found a really good forger.
I know it's unrealistic to think I can walk back into your life and you're going to welcome me with open arms.
You're not welcome.
Please, Luke. Being locked up all those years, that was the worst time of my life.
You'll find no sympathy here, Heather.
You know the thing that kept me going? Besides my son, it was the memories of the way it was between us when things were good. Do you remember that, Luke? In case you missed it, I'm completely and totally in love with you. I thought you understood that.
Well, let's find out exactly what I do understand. I understand that you love me enough to kill Edward. You love me enough to ice pick Detective Duncan and frame Sky for it. Do you love me enough to kidnap my wife from the nut farm and use her for cover? I remember everything. You're out, Heather, but now it's time to go.
I can see the way you look at me. In your eyes, you still see that horrible, broken woman. That's the image of me you've been carrying around all these years.
I can honestly tell you I haven't thought of you one time since they took you away.
I'm different, Luke. I promise. The doctors have agreed I can lead a healthy, happy life.
Then I wish you well. A long way away from here.
What are you doing?
Calling Steve.
Oh, no, you're not.
If you want me to believe that you're sane, this is not the way to go about it.
I just want to talk to you for a minute.
Heather, you've already exceeded your allotted time.
I realize that things ended badly between us. But you can't tell me there isn't part of you that's happy to see me.
You're telling me that you've worked hard to regain your sanity? I'm not seeing any evidence of it. But if you give me the phone and go away, I will believe you.
Don't tell me you don't remember that beautiful Caribbean weekend we spent together.
Yeah, well, just because I remember things doesn't mean I want to revisit them.
Is there someone else here?
It doesn't matter because you're going.
I knew there had to be a reason that you were treating me like this. Oh, you are incredible. You are so typical. Here I am, pouring out my heart and soul, remembering the most romantic time of my life. And you're being cold to me because you've got another woman stashed there in the back.
There's nobody.
Who is it, Sky, Laura?
All right, that's enough.
Come out, whoever you are. Don't be afraid. I don't believe we've met.
You know Heather Weber? Heather? Anna Devane.
Huh? Why is she here in your suite?
She lives here.
Interesting. Didn't she used to be married to Robert Scorpio?
Yeah, I don't know if that's really any of your business, but...
Actually, Luke and I were just trying to get reacquainted, and you're in the way.
Heather was just released from Ferncliff.
Was it a little premature, you think?
I'm fully recovered, I assure you, but thanks for asking.
That's good to know. Have you called anyone about this situation?
There's no need to call a doctor. I'm as sane as you are.
Luke's not answering.
Well, maybe you need to leave him a message or something. Warn him.
I get the feeling we might be too late.
I've been given a second chance.
More like 9th or 10th, but who's counting?
Well, why are you here today?
I need to show Luke the kind of woman I really am.
Oh, I think Luke knows already.
Oh, our lives keep intersecting. Some people might call it fate, but there's meaning in that. I mean, there's purpose. You really thought I was going to shoot her?
It crossed my mind.
I told you, I'm better now.
Well, her weapon of choice was always an ice pick before, but I figured that I should probably be cautious.
I told you before, I've changed. Envelope. I wrote him a letter.
Oh, that's sweet.
Isn't that nice?
I wanted to remind you of what was shared before it all went so terribly wrong.
You can get off me now if you want.
Write letters much anymore. I was away for a few years, and now everybody's texting and messaging, and, well, there's no real personal connection. I just think that there's some things you can only get across in an old-fashioned letter.
You could have mailed it. We still have a postal service.
I wanted to write down my true feelings, my regrets, my hopes.
I think you should share those with your therapist.
The last time I saw you, I was taken away before we could have a chance to see where things would go.
Heather, things were going nowhere. Any connection we had was only in your head. And now you're all better, right?
Read this. You'll understand.
Me?
Why her?
She's a woman. When she realizes how much I've lost here, she won't stand in our way.
Stand in our way of what?
Heather,
Steve and Lars. Steve,
what were you thinking? You can't just disappear like that.
I wanted to see Luke, and I thought you and your girlfriend might enjoy some alone time.
You have to tell me when you go somewhere I'm responsible for you.
Good luck with that.
I'm sorry about this.
You signed off on getting her out?
I did.
Didn't you think it would be a good idea to warn people?
Come on, let's go.
Wait. Read this with an open mind. That's all I ask.
I imagine if you take the letter, Heather will feel more comfortable leaving.
Well, since you put it like that.
It was interesting meeting you after all these years.
It was interesting meeting you.
You can take me home now.
We'll talk.
Count on it.
You were going to take a bullet for me.
Well, an envelope.
My God. You didn't know that, though, when you threw yourself on me.
I hope I didn't hurt you. My reflexes are not what they used to be.
Well, neither is your taste in women. I mean, good Lord, I thought Tracy Quartermain was bad enough, but
No,
wow.
hold on. There's absolutely nothing, and never was anything, between me and that lunatic. It was all in her head.
Well, very... No, don't do that.
Oh, look, I've had enough of her delusional ramblings, believe me.
I think it is most unwise to dismiss anything that she has to say. Well, I don't know. To me, it seems like she's really trying to make amends for all the pain that she caused.
Don't fall for it, Slim. She's insane.
Clearly, there was something between you two. You took her to the Caribbean.
Well, I've had more than my share of lost weekends.
She remembers it in vivid detail.
Proving, once again, that she's a couple of tacos short of a combination plate.
Yeah, mad as a bag of rats. But harmless, I would think.
Oh, don't you even believe it. No, that's part of the act, man. You know, she makes people think she's just eccentric, but beneath it all is madness.
Is she really capable of that kind of thought process, though? You know, the manipulation?
I don't believe anyone as twisted as Heather Weber ever gets better.
You've been very vague, Luke. What actually happened between you two when she was here last? But she thought that she was going to be the next love of your life?
Did I mention she's completely delusional? When I rejected her, she took it out on Sky.
Oh, how?
Well, she decided that Sky was standing between us, so she tried to kill her.